Hello, today I will talk about the Kibana dashboard we have and what information can be found here on this dashboard and what information can be useful for network administrators to find the network issues. First we have the coordinate map. This map is just a visual representation of a geographical location of IP addresses, which IP addresses are participating in our tests. You can see that the IP addresses are from various countries, from the United States, from Georgia, and from other countries and cities as well. Next we have the drop-down bar, from which you can select the desired network test type you want to display on this dashboard and desired VLAN you want to display here. You can even combine these two options together, and when you click on the Apply Changes button, the whole dashboard will show information only for selected options. So in this case we see the information for DNS and HTTP tests, and for VLAN 45 and for VLAN 33. Clear the form. Next we have DNS measurement visualizations here. Here you can see the DNS response times for different DNS servers. In first block you see response times for VLAN 232. In the second block and in the third block for other VLANs accordingly. At the right side there is a list of the DNS servers we have tested. Two of them are public DNS servers and two of them are CNaaS internal DNS servers. This yellow line corresponds to Google's public DNS server, for example, and shows the response time for this particular DNS name server. You can compare the response times between different VLANs, and you can see that for this VLAN the response times are more stable, and VLAN 232 is not so stable. So you can see what is happening at this network segment. Next we have also the same graph. The left graph, this one, is made for the same purpose, but it contains the data of all VLANs combined together and represented in one visualization. So no VLAN information is here. This graph shows the response times for all test results gathered from all VLANs together and combined in one visualization. Next we have the response time also, but in the bar chart, as you can see. Different colors correspond to different VLANs here. The green column, for example, is for VLAN 232, and you can see that this VLAN has the highest value of response times for all VLANs, for all DNS servers. The first four column is for Google's DNS server and the second for CNaaS internal DNS server, but for all DNS servers the VLAN 232 has the highest value. Here there are top 5 websites which are participating in our test HTTP measurements. You can click on one of them and filter the whole dashboard and see only the results for that one particular website. In the same way, you can click on one particular DNS server and see the results only for the selected one. Next, we have the HTTP visualizations here. These two graphs are for the HTTP visualizations. The first graph shows the information about HTTP measurements, and at the left axis it displays the information about the result times, response times for certain websites. At the right axis it shows the status codes of certain websites. Let's filter for one particular task, and you can see that at the right side the status code for this one particular test was 200 for this website, which means it was operating normally, and at the left side there is a result time, so how quick this website was responded to our test. This can be useful when you monitor some web resources on your network, and of course in your case these web resources should be differ. Here is the list of all the websites we have tested. At the right side we have the pie chart of HTTP measurements as well. Each pie chart corresponds to each VLAN. Let's click on one of them and see what happens. So we have selected only one website, and we see that the results for different VLANs differ, because here at VLAN 232 the status codes of Instagram.com, all 100% of status codes were 200 OKs in this VLAN, but in VLAN 33 sometimes these status codes were 400s. So this green circle shows 200 status code, and this shows 400 status code. This also can be useful when you want to compare the operation of different network segments. Number of tasks is shown here, the total number of tasks we have made. Next we have the traceroute visualization, and this line shows the information about hop count made from our network to yahoo.com, and you can see that at the beginning it was 16, then it was 15, then at some point it was even 14, and you may think that the routing table was changing at some period of time. Not for sure, but you can assume, and you can continue troubleshooting on your network. This is of course not a big difference between these two values, 16 and 14, but in your case you might have different resources on the internet you want to monitor, and in your case you might have dramatically increased the hop counts to different destinations, and this visualization can give you the right direction to troubleshoot on your network. Next we have average round trip time by destinations. Here are all the destinations we have tested. On the top we see yahoo.com as well here, and you can see that the round trip time was not so stable for this website. Of course, it's not so critical because it's not so high. This round trip time is not so high, but if you compare to other websites, it's slightly higher. Next we have throughput visualizations here. These graphs shows the throughput test between different source and destination servers. This block shows information about VLAN 45 and other blocks for other VLANs, and at the bottom we have no VLAN information here, but both these graphs show that at some period of time there was a network problem, maybe because at this period of time the network traffic is not very good. At the bottom we can observe raw data of all the test results, and in case if you're missing something from our dashboard, you can always look up for particular test and see what you are looking for. So what can be found from this dashboard in this case, that maybe the VLAN 232 is not operating normally because it has the highest value of DNS response times for all the DNS servers, and you can also think that the VLAN 232 has some problems because the network traffic also was not so good at some period of time, and you might continue troubleshooting manually on your network and find the issues.